Hi there, I'm John from CNCKing.com, and today we're going to rapid prototype some elephant door holders. When you're doing custom fabrication, there's so many different ways of doing the same thing, and a lot of them are actually the wrong way. And the initial way of thinking of doing something can actually be the perfect way or the absolute worst way of going about doing it. And this was a good example of that. I have a lot of doors in my house, and whenever the wind gets into the house, it starts slamming the doors open and shut. And I thought about making a quick little elephant door holder like this here. It's 3/4 inch pine, which is roughly 17 to 18 millimeters thick pine. And it has two holders, so basically the door is here. You slide this on the door and the door will not move anymore. The reason why I have elephants is because that's my favorite animal. Now, if you look at this initially, it actually looks pretty good. The first process of this was actually to laser cut it out. And you can already see some of the issues that it came up with after production. Number one is I actually ended up drilling extra holes. Now the reason why I had to drill the holes is because I didn't realize that while I was laser cutting this out, I should have made the drill holes with the laser at the same time, so that when I made multiple copies of this, the screw holes would all be at exactly the same spot. Now the funny thing is, I didn't realize the thing about the drill holes until I was actually sanding this clean to get ready to actually do the assembly of it. And so when I was doing the drill holes, I made two of them right here. And that was my second mistake, because to be quite honest, just one hole is plenty strong to hold this. And in my mind, when I was actually drilling these with the drill press, I thought, okay, well, I'll make 2 holes just to have extra support and strength, but it's not needed at all, especially when you're applying glue to the back. Now, let's say we got rid of one of the holes and we laser cut them out. Already we have a very an efficiency built into the design of the project. Because now if I'm, let's say, making 100 of these things, I already know exactly where to put the screw holes. I already know where everything's going to fit without even have to thinking about it. And that's the advantage of hindsight, because you go, well, I should have done it this way instead of that way. Now, taking a look at the final model, it actually works pretty well. There's a couple of design changes, of course, that I would make as outlined before, but generally the design is sound. Now, there's one more thing that I would actually do to this model, and that is for the eye hole, it actually cut all the way through. It just adds a bit more detail and interest to the model. And the other thing I'd probably do is, if this was for a customer, these screws here, I'd actually have it inlaid into the wood, and then I'd put them flush with another piece of wood so you wouldn't even see them, or actually just screw them in through the back so you don't see them at all. So there's always some small things you can add to a design to improve upon it, and that's why it's very important to get into prototyping. When we make custom corporate awards and custom projects for our customers who just have an idea, we always make a prototype. It's not, of course, an elephant that's a door holder, but we always make a prototype because that's when you find out what works and what doesn't work when it comes to making custom fabrication. So if you're looking for custom fabrication of any kind, any material, any shape, any size, contact me at CNCKing.com and we'll make it for you.